What's up, my people? What's up? Welcome. For those who watched the first video, who watched the initial videos, my Hitman Holla Cassidy recap, I appreciate you guys for coming back and watching this video. Which if you didn't, please go check those videos out. Subscribe to the channel, which I'll link and everything will be in the description below, all that good stuff. But yeah, today we're gonna talk about Ultimate Madness 3. It was interesting. I guess that's the best way to put it. It was interesting. 8 battles, 16 battlers, 8 battles. Like according to the caffeine votes, half the battles was 30s. I mean, and I can't really say the caffeine lied, but I don't think the tournament, the first round went the way anybody anticipated that it was gonna go. I know me personally, like my bracket got fucked up. Just being real. But here's the crazy part about it. My bracket didn't get messed up until the tail end, like literally the last battle of the night. And we're gonna get into that. But first, just going through it, I want to give a kudos to everybody who even jumped in the tournament, from Drugs to Yoshi, Nitty, Twerk, KCJ, Swamp, Geechee, Riggs, Serious Jones, Swave, Seva, Prep, Official, Cortez, Jack Boy, T-Top. But I think I named all 16 people. I'm not 100% sure. I might have missed somebody. But regardless, I want to say kudos and shout outs to all of them, because at the end of the day, people don't understand, like, a tournament is completely different. Like, all you knew was going into it was like who's gonna have the first round. After the first round, you don't know who you're gonna have next. You can predict it, you can take a guess, but as we see with the first round of the tournament, that don't even work, because you never know what's gonna happen. So yeah, we just gonna get into it. First battle of the night, we had Drugs, this my guy representing DC, 202 or nothing, DC shit all day, versus Yoshi G, queen of the thought bars. And the crazy part was, so I kind of understood. I think this was a battle where both people went into it with something to prove. And I think that it really showed in the battle. Me personally, in my bracket, I had Drugs winning. And even in my predictions, which I never got a chance to actually record and release my predictions. But Main Stage Bars podcast and show, we keep it 100 at all times. I did predict Drugs winning, but honestly, I thought it was going to be a 2-1. I did think Yoshi would get a round. And even with the battle, like, not even being funny, like, Yoshi was saying some shit. Like, Yoshi was saying some shit throughout the whole battle. I think the difference was Drugs, his style is so unorthodox that it's hard to kind of prepare for him. And I think that it gives him an advantage, because you never know, that nigga can go different places. Like, he doesn't do traditional shit in the ring. And by that I mean, like, yeah, you got your name flips, you got your punches, you got your angles and stuff like that, but it's the way he constructs his rounds that allows him to, like, it sounds different than anything we've heard before, even if he's talking about the same shit that somebody else might have talked about before. But then also, that I think that's another thing that makes him different, is because he won't talk about the obvious. Like, he went through the whole battle, no QP bars, Like, didn't talk about QP bars at once. Like, he didn't have not one QP bar the whole battle. And a lot of people was like, yo, that's going to be Yoshi's downfall, because of the fact that Drugs is so great at prepping, quote unquote, last minute. A lot of it was like, yo, he might go in and rewrite a round, and talk about it. And it's like, but if you're confident in your material, you don't need it. And I think that's where a lot of battle rappers fail, because they go into battles thinking, oh, well, everybody's expecting this, so let me give them this. And that's not the case. Sometimes it's best to stick to what you do best and run with that and see what happens. Drugs did win the battle. According to Caffeine, it was a 30. And all the judges, if I'm not mistaken, went in his favor. Fan vote as well. But still, like I said, taking nothing away from Yoshi. Nothing away from Yoshi. Yoshi went in there and got busy. And I know she had put it out on Twitter. She was like, she wanted to know if people still wanted to see her versus B-Dot. Me personally, I still want to see that battle. I would love to see that battle. I think, sorry y'all, got shit falling all over in the car and shit. But but I personally still want to see that battle. I want to see that battle. I think it's going to be a fire battle. And I think that B-Dot and Yoshi are going to be able to talk to each other and have that conversation in a way that nobody's ever been able to talk to them respectively before. Like, Yoshi's going to bring a whole new perspective when she's talking to B-Dot. B-Dot's going to bring a whole different perspective when talking to Yoshi, and go from there. But I still think it'll be a fire-ass battle, and I think it'll be good for both of them. Stock-wise, I think it would do more for Yoshi as far as, like, the look. I do think it would do more for her. But at the same time, I still feel like B-Dot, like, Yoshi's hot right now. So I feel like B-Dot kind of taking that battle right now is still dangerous, because Yoshi goes in there and gets busy, and it's like it's going to be one of those battles where it's like the fans are going to kind of look at it like, I don't know, but it's going to end up being a classic. I think the next battle of the night was Prep and Swave Sever. Lot of controversy around this battle. A lot of controversy. Me personally, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I counted Swave out from Jump Street. It just is what it is. I counted out Swave from Jump Street. I didn't think Swave was gonna win this battle in no way, shape, or form. And it's not that Swave is trash. It's not that Swave is trash. It's just his, how can I say this? I'm not a fan of Swave's style, like that slow pace, you know, the way he that's just not me. And like this new, like the quote unquote dirty prep, not the GQ prep. Like, your prep been going crazy on niggas. Like, for real, prep's been going bananas. The battle with was it Saga? I think it was Saga. He went crazy in the battle with Saga, and then he turned around and went crazy in the battle with JC. No, it was EK. I'm so sorry. It was not Saga. It was EK. He went crazy in the battle versus EK. Then he turned right around and went crazy in the battle versus JC. So I'm like, and me personally, I have JC over Swave 7. EK, I'm not really so much sure, but to me, JC is definitely better than Swave 7. So I'm like, yo, if he went in there and did that with JC, like, he's going to run through Swave 7. That wasn't the case. Swave came in there like, yo, I'm like, yeah, I'm the old head in the tournament, but I'm gonna show y'all while I've been around. Like, age equals wisdom. And I think that's what Swave showed in his battle with Prep. He knows, it was little shit that he was able to do that was able to, you know, get him, that was able to help almost get him the victory. At the end of the day, Prep won the battle. Me personally, I gave the battle to Prep 2-1. I gave Prep the first and the third. Now, here's the thing. I'm one of those people, I'm gonna be real. If somebody says, yo, Swave won that battle 2-1, I'm not mad at it. And the reason that I'm not mad at it is because the first round was so debatable that it's like, if you say, I think for me it was more preference. I preferred Prep's first to Swave's first. And Swave was saying some shit. Like, I think if Prep's second round hits harder, or if he approaches the second round different and he comes with less jokes and more bars and stuff like that, I think his second round might, I still don't think he would have necessarily won the second round, but I think it would have been a lot easier to, as far as doing the battle, because see, here's the thing. When the second round is clear in one person's favor, and the third round is clear in another person's favor, what ends up happening is whatever round was the closest, you start trying to justify why you're going to give it to a person. And by that, I mean, and me personally, I call it the Lux effect. Here's why I call it that. Loaded Lux versus Calico. Lux goes in the first round. Calico goes in the first round, great first round. Lux goes in the first round, chokes. Calico goes second round, great second round. Lux comes back in the second round, has a really dope second round. Third round, Calico has a good third round. Lux, legendary third round. And I think what happens is, because, okay, Cal took the first clear. Lux took the third clear. So now the second round, which is the quote unquote debatable round of the battle, it's like, who took their clear round the clearest, if that makes sense. And in that particular battle, clearly Lux took the third a lot more clear than what Calico took the first. Even with Lux choking, it wasn't like, that's why it's like, it's an automatic round win for Cal, because it's like, yo, Lux choked. But Lux got through his whole third, you got through your whole third, Lux third was just clearly better than your third. And so it carried the power of, damn, like his third was so crazy, now I'm gonna lean towards giving him the second too, which gives him the battle 2-1. And I feel like that's what happened. Prep's third was crazy, and as the person watching it, it makes you feel like, yo, okay, it makes you lean more towards him in the first, because that's the most debatable round. And then also because Prep's second fell flat and Swave kind of clearly took the second, to see Swave kind of not necessarily drop off, but to see it kind of take a dip from where his second round was, and he dips down, and Prep goes from his second round and elevates up, shout out to B. Elevate, and levels up. It's like, yo, this, like, maybe that first wasn't as close as I thought it was. And I think that's honestly what happened. But like I said, me preference wise, I gave it to Prep. I just liked, you know, the material better. And it's not saying that Swave's material was not dope. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just preferred Prep's material to Swave. Third battle of the night. Damn, what was the third battle? I want to say the third battle was Cortez and Official. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was Cortez unofficial. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I got stuff written down and, you know, whatever. But yeah, it was Cortez unofficial. Y'all gonna stop fucking playing with Cortez. That's the best. Y'all gonna, and Cortez showed y'all gonna stop fucking playing with my man name. Which I ain't gonna lie to you, there are certain battles that Cortez goes into that I do feel like, yo, Cortez might get 30'd in this battle, Cortez might lose pretty bad in this battle, or Cortez might lose 2-1 in this battle, whatever. But there are battles that I feel like Cortez does not get enough credit for, and I feel like just overall as a battler, as an MC, Cortez does not get the credit that he deserves. Let's be real. Like, and that's the thing. Like, if we're gonna keep it a bean, we're gonna keep it a bean. We gotta stop playing with Cortez, and here's why. Cortez has shown on multiple occasions that he can hang with like top tier niggas, like niggas that we consider levels and levels above him. He's shown that he can hang with them, whether he wins or loses the battle. Like, and we're gonna and I'm gonna do another video about that, like there's wins and losses and all that other stuff. But whether he wins or loses, like Cortez goes in there and shows like, yo, I can hang with these niggas. Like, these niggas really can't rap better than me. And I think with Cortez, it was more of a, this is my chance to show these niggas y'all can't fuck with me. And I think that's what Cortez did. He went in there and he showed y'all can't fuck with me. I personally have picked Cortez to get past official. And the only reason, I'm not even going to cap. The only reason I picked Cortez to get past official was because I had a bet with a friend, and I was like, bro, there's gonna be 2 upsets in the first round. And I looked at the bracket and I looked at the tournament, and I'm like, who are the 2 possible upsets of the first round? And Cortez was one of the upsets. I was like, yo, Cortez might come in here, and not saying I didn't think he was going to 30 official like he did. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think that, but I did think that he was going to beat official. And it was like I thought there was a possibility. I'm not gonna say I thought he was going to, but I thought there was a serious possibility, like, yo, Cortez might come in here and really walk out of here with $100,000. Like, that's just being real. Like, he really might walk into this tournament and walk out with $100,000. So he got past the first round, got past official. I watched the official's interview, 15 Minutes of Fame. Shout out to Uncle Ra. I understood where she was coming from, as far as she didn't really have nothing to say to Cortez, and Cortez was like really hard to write for. Now, I know a lot of us as fans would be like, oh nah, you could have said this, you could have said that, you could have did this, you could have did that. And while that may be true, we got to understand who official is as a battler. Official is a type of battler where she's not going to take the obvious route. And if she does, she's going to do it in a way where it's not only going to be entertaining, but it's going to allow her to really get off like that. And I think in this particular battle, it was one of those things where it was like, yo, we got to figure this out. Like, there we go. Ooh, okay, my bad, y'all. It was one of those things where it's like, yo, we got to figure this shit out. And I think it was just hard for her to really kind of get a battle with get something on paper for Cortez. And some battlers do go through that. You don't really have the motivation. Like 100,000 is motivation. Yes, it is. But people got to understand, you also got to have a motivation to want to write for your opponent as well. And if you don't have a motivation, then the $100,000 going to make you come in there with 3 rounds of generic bars, whether they fire or not. You're going to come in there with 3 rounds of generic bars. You might slip, and then I think Official's not really a personal rapper. So she's not going, get personal with Cortez and do a whole bunch of other stuff. And she also had a point as far as she battled Misfit. We got to stop this narrative that Misfit and Cortez is the same person. But in theory, battling Misfit is similar to battling Cortez. From the same place, rep the same gang. It's, they're both Puerto Rican. I think, are they Puerto Rican? Yeah, they're both Puerto Rican. So it's stuff like that. It's like a lot of the same stuff that you say to Misfit, you would say to Cortez. So then it's like, now you get on stage repeating yourself. It's you versus Misfit all over again. And it's just not going to work out that way. But I think Cortez came there with a different type of motivation. And I think that could have been anybody that would have had to stand in front of Cortez in that first round. And it would have got nasty. In the words of Cortez, it would have got nasty for him. And, because when you're on that type of time, it don't really matter. Like, it don't matter who lines up in front of you, friend, foe, enemy, frenemy, whatever. Like, you taking a nigga head off. And that's just how, and I think really that's the approach that Cortez came into the battle with. It didn't matter who it was, he was taking somebody's head off. Then we got into Jerry West versus Swamp. Now, I actually had this going into the tournament. I had this pegged for Battle of the Night. And the reason that I had it pegged for Battle of the Night was because I know how entertaining Jerry West is. Jerry West is one of my personal favorites to watch, just because of his entertainment, but also his punching ability. He punches back to back, and the way he kind of builds to the punch and then lands it. Also, like I said, his entertainment ability, the props, all that other stuff. I think that goes into who Jerry West is. And I also thought that it would help him in the tournament, because people got to understand that in a tournament, you got to win right then and there. So it don't matter what happens on the back end. Like, the battles dropped today on the app. And if we being real, it don't matter now. Like, if you go in there and let's say Swave beats Prep, like, people, as with people reaction and hitting their winners and stuff, people sway. It don't matter now. It don't fucking matter no more. The reason that it don't matter is simple. Prep advanced already. Prep moved on. It is what it is. We gotta get out this narrative. It's like, oh man, they cheated. Man, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So, and I also thought with Swamp, like, let's be real. Swamp ain't gonna get in there and say a whole bunch of complex stuff. He's not gonna hit you with a whole bunch of similes and metaphors. But Swamp give you that real nigga rap. Like, he gives you that. He gives you like a gutter feel. He gives you that trap feel. He gives you like, he comes in there. Swamp raps for the real niggas that's gonna really understand the shit that he's been through, whether they going through it now, whether they've already been through it, they came from that, they're in it now, whatever the case may be. Like, Swamp was saying some shit in that battle. Jerry West was too. Like, I like just me personally, Some of the stuff that stuck out was I liked when Jerry West did the whole even if you win, you know, I'm swiping out your account, shit like that. Like that was fire to me. Swamp with the 7.62 308s 223s, and you tell me which one is my lightest round. Fucking bananas. Fucking bananas. Like that's crazy. And Swamp is going to get in there. He's going to be direct. He's going to be direct, but he's going to be him. And I think that's like Swamp has the type of style that's good for a tournament, because you're going to catch his shit right there and it's going to be fire and it's going to help you. I think had this been a regular 3-round battle and was it in a tournament setting, you didn't have 230 with a hard cutoff, I think Jerry would have possibly won the battle, or it would have been a lot more debatable than what people are saying. And I still think the battle was debatable. I think Jerry had to slip up in the second kind of cost him. But because I gave Jerry the first, I gave Swamp the third, and I gave Swamp the second as well. But I think it would allow Jerry to get into the bag that he likes to get in, which is kind of draw it out a little bit more. It's still gonna be fire, and then the punch, boom, when it lands, it's just like, oh shit. Like his most infamous one with the, you know, spit the tea out, there ain't no sugar in this shit. The build up, the whole build up leading to it is what kind of, like if you watch Jerry West and you know when he gets in that pocket, he's gonna build up. So you already know the punch is gonna be crazy. And I think it was just one of those things. But Swamp got in there, got straight to work, boom, 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 knocked it out, got busy, did what he had to do. Moving on to the second round. I think the next battle after that was it Geechee and Riggs, or was it Sirius and Nitty? Either way, I'm going through all of them, so it don't fucking matter. Let's talk about Sirius and Nitty. We're gonna talk about Sirius and Nitty. Sirius, you didn't get robbed. And here's why. Nitty, first of all, like, let's be real. A lot of motherfuckers picked Nitty to win this tournament. So there's that aspect of it. Not only did a lot of people pick Nitty to win the tournament, a lot of people was like, yo, Jones is going to get 30. I don't necessarily think Sirius Jones, I don't know. Not if I'm going to take that back. I don't think Jones got 30. I don't think Jones got 30. He took the second round. He won the second. First round, I gave to Nitty. Pretty clear. Second round, and it's not saying that Jones like to think, oh, people don't be catching his shit and he gonna be cooking. Now that may be true for some people, but I was catching some of Jones' shit and I thought he was cooking. I just thought Nitty's first was just better. Like, being real, I just thought Nitty's first was just better. So it was that. But then it was also like the second round, Jones heated up, started going crazy. Then that third, I think Jones was still kind of cooking, but Nitty, you know, did his thing. I've never seen Nitty so angle heavy. Like, normally Nitty just get in there and punch your fucking head off and call it a day. And because he knows there's nobody that can punch with him. He knows that. The only other person in the game right now, I think, that comes even close as far as punching with Nitty is Av. And they already put on a classic for the culture. So Nitty knows that anybody that he faces, there's nobody that's really going to be able to punch with him. And I think that's also a thing that people do. People get in the ring with certain battlers and they try to outdo with battlers what they do. And that's not the move. You got to stick with what brought you to the dance. That's like, now some battlers, if you're incorporating it into your style to become more diverse, that's something different. Like Chilla Jones, at one point, all we knew Chilla was scheming. But now Chilla punches, Chilla schemes, he angles, he does a little bit of everything. But he's not going to get in the ring and try to outdo you at what you do best. That's just not who he is. He's still going to implement a little bit of all of it, but that's, you know, he's going to do what he got to do to win the battle. He's not worried about outshining you at your own thing. So I think that all that could have hindered Nitty had he been battling somebody else, like just being real. Like him, you know, kind of switching it up. But at the end of the day, it worked for him. Nitty won the battle, advanced to the second round. You know, and it is what it is. So, but as far as overall with the battle, I thought it was a pretty good battle. I thought it was a good battle. I understood in the moment why Serious Jones was upset, because Serious was cooking. He was saying some dope shit. But at the end of the day, like, bro, you got to understand. Like, you got to understand the environment. You got to understand who you battling. Like, you're battling Rum fucking Nitty. Like, it's going to be extremely hard. Like, you're going to have to go in there and basically have 3 flawless, fire-ass rounds to beat Nitty. Period. And it's not just because of his fan base. It's his material is going to be dope. His material is going to be fire. Plain and simple. It is what it is. And the crazy part is, like, and for $100,000, like, see, people thinking, oh, Nitty came 70% for this person, 70% for that person. Yeah, like, those are battles, like, no diss to Don Marino. That wasn't the best Nitty that we saw against Don Marino. And Nitty admitted that that wasn't the best him. But now you talking about this $100,000 on the line. Nitty is the type where he got that quick mindset. He can draw up his rounds and stuff, boom, boom, boom. And he gonna come in there and punch your fucking head off, flip your name 16 different ways from Sunday. He gonna punch your head off, and he plans on punching his way to $100,000. And we're gonna see if that works out for him. I think he still got a tough task in the second round. I don't think it's gonna be as easy for him as a lot of people are saying. But we're gonna see what happens. We're going to get into Geechee and Riggs. I think with Geechee and Riggs, I think that battle, what's the best way I could put it? I want a rematch. And I want the rematch for 2 reasons.